What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are comparing the brand new Pixel 8 to the Samsung Galaxy S23. Now these two devices are priced quite similarly. Of course, depending on the market where you buy these devices, the S23 could be a bit more expensive or the Pixel 8 could be a bit more expensive, but overall they are priced similarly. And if you're looking for a smaller Android device, well, these two phones are kind of your only option. So which one is the better buy for your needs? Well, we are definitely gonna find out in today's video. Let's start by checking out what comes in the box with both devices and we'll move on from that. Alright, so both devices come in fairly small boxes and there is no surprise here. Inside the box you're not gonna find much. So you basically find a cable in both boxes, and then in the box of the Pixel 8 you do get an adapter from a USB-C to a USB-A. I'm assuming they're including that adapter so you can transfer your information from your older phone to the Pixel phone easier. But aside from that we don't get much, so you're gonna have to buy your own charger for both devices. And we are moving on with our comparison, and we are starting with the screens on both devices. And I guess we can start with the Pixel here. So the Pixel here gets a somewhat larger screen. So this is a 6.2 inches OLED screen that has a 1080p resolution and a refresh rate of 120 Hz. Now the brightness on this screen is 1400 nits with a peak brightness of 2000 nits. And the screen on the Pixel 8 is also covered by Gorilla Glass Victus. Moving on to the screen on the Samsung Galaxy S23, well, this one is slightly smaller. So here we have a 6.1 inches AMOLED screen that of course has a 1080p resolution, a refresh rate of 120 Hz, but the brightness on this screen is 1200 nits with a peak brightness of 1750. So basically the screen on the Pixel 8 here is brighter. So if you're using the phone a lot outdoors, you're basically gonna see the screen of the Pixel 8 better outdoors. The screen on the S23 here is covered by Gorilla Glass Victus 2, so basically somewhat better protection, drop protection on the screen of the S23. Overall, I don't think you can go wrong with either device, but I do prefer the brighter screen that we get on the Pixel 8. And since we are talking about glass, well, the backs on both devices are made out of glass. So we have Gorilla Glass Victus on the Pixel 8 here and Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on the Samsung Galaxy S23. The frames on both devices are also made out of metal, so both devices do feel premium whenever you're holding them in your hand. Too bad that we have to use cases on these phones because they are beautiful without a case. So both devices do look quite good in my opinion, so I think it's just a matter of personal preference. Both devices also have an under-screen fingerprint scanner, and I feel that this fingerprint scanner does work quite good on both devices. So for that I wouldn't really say that we actually have a difference. Both devices also get a speaker at the top and a speaker at the bottom, and next I'm also gonna play a short recording just so you can see and basically hear which one has the better speaker, so the S23 or the Pixel 8. So let me play that for you. So it sounds to me that the Pixel 8 here has the deeper sound, but the Samsung Galaxy S23 has the louder sound. I'm not sure which one is the better choice, but maybe the S23 since it does get slightly louder. Next we are talking about batteries inside these two devices and of course charging. The Pixel 8 here has a 4575 mAh battery, where on the Samsung Galaxy S23 we get a 3900 mAh battery. So of course we have a larger battery in the Pixel 8, so you're definitely gonna get better battery life from the Pixel 8. Now both devices support fast charging, I mean if we can call this fast charging. So on the Pixel 8 here we get 27 watt fast charging, where on the Samsung Galaxy S23 we get 25 watt fast charging, charging. Both devices also support wireless charging. Once again, the Pixel is slightly faster, so 18 watt wireless charging versus 15 watt wireless charging, and both devices also support reverse charging, so you could charge other devices from the backs of these two phones. And since we're talking about charging, that brings us to today's video sponsor, which is Anker Nano. The Anker Nano power bank that I want to show you today is this one right here. This is one of my favorite power banks that I currently own. So first of all, this is pretty small, so you can easily fit this in any backpack, any pocket or anything like that. And it also has a 10,000 milliamp hour capacity. So that means that you're going to be able to charge most phones about 2 or 3 times. The output from this power bank is also 30 watts, so you can charge the iPhone 15 Pro at the maximum charging speed that the iPhone can take. You can basically do the same with the Samsung Galaxy S23 and of course with the Pixel 8, since we're talking about the Pixel 8 and the Galaxy S23. The power bank also has a small display on the front here. We have a little button at the top there, and the display will show you how much battery you have and how long till the battery pack actually runs out of power. If you're charging this, it will show you how long till the battery pack is full. So very useful having that little display on the front of the power bank there as well. Aside from the USB-C cable that's built in that you can basically use with pretty much any device, we also have another USB-C port there and a USB-A port. So you can use those to charge other devices at the same time as well. This power bank also features smart temperature monitoring, so it will keep your devices safe and cool whenever they are charging from this power bank. As always, I will leave some links in the video's description so you can check this out. Thanks Anker Nano for sponsoring this video, and let's go back to our Pixel 8 and of course the Samsung Galaxy S23. Now, the biggest difference that we have between these two phones has to do with the processor inside them. So on the Pixel 8 here, inside the Pixel 8 here, we get the Google Tensor G3, where inside the Samsung Galaxy S23 here, we get the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. So if we open the Antutu benchmark on both of them, you will see a massive difference for that result. So we have 1.4 million versus 700,000. So basically the S23 here is about twice faster than the Pixel 8 here. Now, of course, that performance you're not gonna notice for day-to-day tasks, but if you do start playing some more intensive games, or if you do some video editing, of course, you will notice a difference for performance from the Samsung Galaxy S23. And these are the speeds that we get for the internal storage. Now, keep in mind that my Samsung Galaxy S23 has 256 gigs of internal storage, and this version of this device gets upgraded internal storage. So that's why the massive difference for the internal storage speeds here. If I would have had the lower version, the 128 gig version, we would probably get similar speeds for that. So performance-wise, yes, there will be a massive difference between the Samsung Galaxy S23 and the Pixel 8 here. Next, we are moving on to cameras, and we are starting with the rear cameras. So here we have a bit of a difference, mostly because the Samsung Galaxy S23 has an extra camera. So that's a telephoto lens that we are basically missing from the Pixel 8. The Pixel 8 Pro does get a telephoto lens, but not the Pixel 8. So we have a 50 megapixel main camera on the Pixel 8 and a 50 megapixel main camera on the S23. So next I want to show you some pictures that I took with both devices. Now I do have daytime pictures, I didn't take any nighttime pictures. And if you guys want a full camera comparison between these two devices, leave a comment down below. If we get about 20-30 comments asking for a full camera comparison, I will definitely do a full camera comparison between these two devices. So the pictures that you're basically seeing on your screen right now or taking on auto mode with both devices, I used the main cameras, I used the ultra-wide cameras. Once again, we have a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera on the S23 and the 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera on the Google Pixel 8 as well. So you can see pictures that I took with both devices. I've also included a few pictures that I took with the front-facing cameras, just so you can see how the devices perform for those front-facing cameras as well. Now, for video capabilities, the Samsung Galaxy S23 here can record in 8K, where the Pixel 8 cannot do 8K. However, I personally don't record in 8K ever, and I do record in 4K at 30 or 4K at 60, and I also have a short 4K at 30 frames per second recording between these two devices, just so you get an idea how they both do for video recordings. So let me play that short recording for you and I will be right back. Alright, we have a quick video sample between the Pixel 8 and of course the Samsung Galaxy S23. For this recording I'm doing 4K at 30 frames per second and using the main cameras on the back of both devices. Both devices could also do 4K at 60, and of course with the Samsung Galaxy S23 you can also record in 8K, something that we cannot do with the Pixel. As you can see for yourself, I am walking, so this way you can see how both devices would perform for video stabilization. I'm actually gonna stop here, we'll pan left I guess, just for a bit, so kind of towards the sun, so you can see how both devices do under those conditions. Then we'll pan back right, and we're gonna go up the stairs here. And in here I guess. And again here we are gonna stop, we're gonna pan left slowly. And back right. So this is how both devices would record with the main cameras if you're recording in 4K at 30 frames per second. So what do you guys think about the sample pictures and videos from these two devices? Do you prefer the ones that I took with the Pixel 8 or the ones that I took with the Samsung Galaxy S23? Definitely leave a comment down below and let me know. And as I said earlier, if you do want a full camera comparison between these two phones, more video samples, different resolutions and so on, leave a comment down below, and if we have enough comments asking for it, I will make a dedicated camera comparison. As for the overall experience with these two devices, I guess it really comes down to your personal preference. If you do prefer stock Android, even though I do find that stock Android doesn't typically have all the options that you would get from a Samsung device. So the UI on the Samsung device, I find that it is a bit more advanced, let's call it, not even advanced, but it does have more options, it does have more features. I find that the software on the Pixel, even though it is very fast, very smooth, it doesn't offer the same options that you get with the Samsung device. So it really depends what you're used to. If you're used to something simpler, the purest form of Android basically, you're gonna love the Pixel 8 here. Even though the score on this one on the Antutu benchmark, it's only about 700,000, the phone actually performs really smooth for anything that you're gonna do on it. If you want a few more features, maybe you will prefer the Samsung Galaxy S23 here. So what do you guys think about these two devices? Would you buy the Pixel 8 or the Samsung Galaxy S23? Definitely leave a comment and let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.